hello. Um, Welcome to the pumpkin carving stream. I forgot he was there. Hi, Cloud. Yeah. So, I don't really know how to do this. This is very different from any of the streams I've done thus far. But, yeah. We've got a bunch of stuff. I've got pumpkins. And we're just gonna put some holes in them. Put some holes in the pumpkins. And see what happens. Alright. So, as usual for my art streams, people can give suggestions if you want. So, you know, provide. One idea that I had, oh, yeah. Also, cool thing that I got. This. Why does the Discord picture look like I'm about to brutally torture the pumpkins? Well, I mean, first we're gonna draw on them with the markers, give them some personality, and then step two. But we'll focus on step one. Anyhow, I got this funky little camera here. Hello. Hi. It seems to be glitching for whatever reason, but I'd say that contributes to the Halloween aesthetic, so I'm okay with it. I could also bring you closer to the cat. He's so pale and white. He's just a white blob with some gray. Alright, that's about as far as I can reach. Okay. A very unique setup for me. It was important content. Of course it was important content. It was Cloud. So I've got a number of utensils here. Alright, okay. Let's start off from the start of the process. We got pumpkin. I'm actually going to start off on the other pumpkin because the other pumpkin is smaller and has less space. Couldn't make it to the last stream. How was the game? That was Blueprints. Yeah, it was... Nothing much happened in the stream. I kind of just wanted to make sure that the stream happened at all. But I didn't really make any progress in the game. I had fun though. Let me know if the music's too loud, by the way. Because, I couldn't be sure. Alright. So I've got myself a pumpkin. I have with me permanent marker, and then a blue permanent marker, and then a red dry erase marker, and then a green regular marker, and an orange highlighter. So, we've got quite the array of useless markers. I'm gonna stick with the black one here first. Now, my first idea that I had for this was to just give it a big old mouth. So, say I were to... Yeah, I'm trying to do this for, like, both cameras. Hold on. If I were to do, like, this... Not the best line, but some big, huge mouth maw thing. Let's go like that instead. And then... If it... I want it to go even further back, honestly. Something like that. And it comes around. And meets at this side. So where's that? Yeah. It's about halfway across the pumpkin. And then have some big old eyes on top of that. Additionally, what we could do is this is a particularly orange and round object. And you know what else is an orange and round object? 10 Pebbles' head. the most orange and round object we have. Or Gourmand, honestly? Wait, hold on. No, you got an idea. Also, 10 Pebbles is pink. He has a pink head. I forgot. The rest of him. The overlay. Why is that not locked? Gourmand is good. I might try doing some gourmanding on the larger pumpkin. But 5 Pebbles' head is pink, so I fucked up. It's not true. Does that come off? No, it doesn't. That's fine. I also brought a potato peeler, just in case. Like, I don't know if it'll actually peel. It doesn't. I got the top bit. Yeah, I can make some details with this little hoop thing. Just. Yep. Alright. You got a basket for all the stuff. You know what? Let's start off, before we do any major thinking. Step 1 to doing a pumpkin is the goop. We gotta get rid of the goop in this thing. So, time to be wildly unsafe with a knife. I do also have regular pumpkin knives. This little piddly little thing. Did I already cut myself? I don't know how that would happen. I have this piddly little thing here that I could try to use as well. Carve through this. Okay, I have a bigger one as well. This one might be much. Yeah, that's much better. Just gotta make our way all the way around. The Discord picture. Yeah, I just briefly had the thought of, like, what if I made the table go lengthwise like this, and it was some ominous meeting, and from there, of course, I had to make it look like some kind of torture scene. It's been a while since I've actually carved a pumpkin. For the past few years, I've really not been doing anything Halloween, themed and whatnot, because I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not an itty little baby anymore. Haven't done that, like, at all. You've never carved a pumpkin, or you just haven't in a while. It's a fun exercise, honestly. You just get to mess around and fucking mutilate a vegetable. Alright, that isn't coming off, so we're using the real knife. Gonna go all the way around before your memory manifested. It was before you're sentient. I get that. Okay. I didn't quite make it all the way through. Whoops. Well, let's set that off to the side for a second and just get. I shouldn't be moving that around. This music, by the way, comes from a game that I recently came across. Ball X Pit. and it's rather interesting looking. It's another one of those roguelike games that are what's the game called? Vampire Survivors-esque. I haven't been meaning to play it, but I definitely like a lot of the music in it. Let's just do this. Okay, so we've opened up the pumpkin hole. Nah. We've opened it up. It's really I cannot tell you how tempting it is when you have a hatchet in your hand to just straight up attack this pumpkin. But I will not. I'm just gonna take out its guts. Yeah, no. There's something innate about pumpkins and watermelons and a number of those things that are like they're the perfect fruit to bash with things, you know? If you have like a sword or something, you attack a pumpkin or you attack a watermelon. It's just part of being a human person. Oh man, I'm gonna make so many pumpkin seeds later. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Get a look at that goop. I'm not a very good camera person. Here, I could probably put this a little further away. Yum, yum. Honestly, I'm gonna, if these don't end up rotting, because pumpkins do rot very quickly after they've been opened, I might turn some of the flesh here into, you know, pumpkin pie or something. Although it takes a lot of effort to do. Cloud is just like watching me. He's just like half eyes closed, just like. Oh, you heard me talking about him. Gotta get all that goop out. Then we can start stabbing into it. There is a lot of goop. Exactly. I remember this always used to be like a workout as a kid. And honestly, I'm kind of feeling it now. Having to like scrape off a bunch of the pumpkin guts. It's a little bit of a wrist workout. Now, I chose to have a huge bowl, like absolutely massive bowl, because I'm going to be gutting 2 different pumpkins. But, I mean, like, it's already, like, half full. There's just so much goop. Okay. Almost there. Oh, yeah, sorry. How is No I'm Not Human? It was cool. It was a very cool game to play. I'm gonna be playing it again definitely like next week. Yeah, no. It's a lot less scary than I expected it, and a lot more just like intense and sad. Or not even intense. Not a lot happens at once. At least not yet. I don't know if a lot has happened. I apparently am not very close to the end of the game, so maybe I just haven't hit that climactic midpoint. honestly, oh yeah. Yeah, no. It absolutely is very unsettling. One thing that I really like about the game, streaming the game, is all the characters are the exact kind of characters that I can voice act. There's a lot of games, like, the main characters and all that stuff, they're young, they have bright and cheery personalities, or there's something like that I can't really do the voice of. But when I'm supposed to be doing the voice of, like, a chain smoker and somebody who, like, somebody who cannot stop drinking alcohol and staring at the sun, that's the kind of voice I can do. I can do, hey there, sweetheart. Yeah. That kind of deal. Oh, that's a bit of an exaggeration of that particular voice. Alright. I think that might be the last of it. Gotta make sure to get the stuff. Oh yeah, that guy, I love the voice that I found for him. It was like a, hey, you alone. Got people inside. Like that. It's gotta be like a real threatening, slow kinda, oh, you. Okay. That is looking pretty much done. I have to wash the pot. Yeah. Alright, so we have ourselves a gutted pumpkin. We have dispatched of the pumpkin in a humane fashion by cutting out a section of it and gutting it from there. Alright. Smells like pumpkin. I'm trying to make sure that I save as many of the seeds as possible. Alright. So now we can start worrying about what's going on inside this little noggin. So, what should be the plan? This knife. I'll just do this for now. I don't think pumpkin is acidic, so it'll be fine. If not, I'll wash it later. You know what? Actually, I can raise my seat for this one. Oh, that's much nicer. You can't see the top of my head, but that's much nicer for actually looking at the pumpkin. So right now he's got a bit of a Joker grin. I'm not sure what we should do. So, any suggestions? Any ideas as to what we should focus on first? Also, I immediately broke this. Or not broke, but I immediately bent it. Alright. Shoot. Give me your suggestion. I can't think for myself. Not happening. Let's see. And okay. Wall? Let's take a look. Oh, maybe. As like a side view thing, or as a I mean, if this was more square, then that might work. Here, you know what? Let me try as like a side view thing first. Let's focus on the side of the face and set up like this, or let's find a flat, yeah. So here's a flat surface here. I'll start by just drawing basic idea. So big jaw. Gonna go. So. Now, should I have him with a closed... he should probably have an open mouth. Just for the hell of it. Oh, hey! That works. I should have washed this pumpkin, like the inside of it. Got a bunch of dirt that is now on this table that is in my room. Okay. We're just gonna do this for now. His mouth is at the bottom of his face, and then he has big vacant eyes. So I'm gonna do that. True. Well, it would be washing the outside, not the inside. Washing the inside does sound like it would make it rot faster. So, for one thing, the jaw goes very far back. I don't know how, like, should I try to just put the face on it, or should I... This is the idea, like that, but I could draw the contour of his actual face. They truly are, yes, yes. Or I guess, Now here's the question. The real question. What do I do? How much of this lizard shall I draw? Okay, you know what? I'll do like his entire face. So I'll try to draw his head in as well. And so it'll go down rather steeply. Kind of like that. Doesn't come through the best. Marker doesn't help that much. Not the best at drawing him popping. Man, I'm trying to think, how does this... Curve his orange parts slightly and his black parts entirely. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get like an image of this in my head real quick. Okay. So, do this. There's not really any major details on the head, eh? I guess in the plush it's got a bunch of nublins, eh? So let me see it. Let me put those in as well. I'll match them up with the bumps on the actual pumpkin. See if that does anything for the look of it. This is fitting music. The Sharpie ain't working anymore. How would one Sharpie. My hands. Yeah, the Sharpie's not working. That's alright. We use the other Sharpie. Circumstances like these. So he's got a bunch of bumpulins. Bump thingamajigs. And then he has big ol' horns. The little nubbles on the plush will translate well. Yeah, I'm gonna try it just to see, but you know, this is the practice pumpkin. This is the one where I can do whatever bullshit. See if it works. So that's not big enough of a spike for this guy's head. We need to give him something notable. Problem with doing this on a surface that is curved is it kind of makes the overall image hard to see. The lizards are cute. I love the lizards. I love lizards in general. As an animal, as a type of animal. Now, he has the nubs like that, and big ones. So. Alright. And then I'll just fill it in with what I think might look good. So. Gonna do like so. And here. So that's that looks like a third grader drawing. I think the easiest thing to start off on, just to try to get my bearings, will be the mouth, all the teeth and all that stuff. So let's start with that. Just gonna do this. And the teeth, they're jagged. So by the way, the pumpkin skin is way harder than I initially thought it would be. So carving this might be a whole ordeal. Like there might just be I might spend a significant portion of this stream trying to carve the pumpkins. Or, well, I mean, I'd be spending the entirety of the stream trying to carve the pumpkins, but I mean trying to carve the pumpkins as in, like, failing to carve the pumpkins. Yeah. I'm no professional, so I'm just gonna do whatever I want, really. Leaves us with this. Looks so goofy. I'm gonna fill them in black to symbolize and show that I need to get rid of the skin on these parts. I wonder if I do end up getting to the second pumpkin on this stream. Because there's a good chance that I won't. In the case that I don't, then I could just pick it up next week. Or next week. Yeah, next week is gonna be a few days before Halloween. Okay. So, is the outfit. It has the jaws. Now, what I want to do, start off, pumpkin gunk, pumpkin spunk. Yeah. So, how will I get rid of the skin? I suppose I could start off with just this. And yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna need something a little bit more precise here, because the peeler isn't working. So I got my knife, and I'm just gonna carefully push into it. This is an awkward thing to try to record. Jeez, how do professionals do this? Time, energy? Like, why can't I do this immediately with no practice? Ever, at all. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Trying to. As I fumble around. I'm trying to carve a little gutter around the tooth. Ugh. So we're gonna put that like so. So it's gonna look something like that. Carved out like a little gutter around it. Yo, what's up, Biz? Yeah, exactly. And then we're just gonna go with the knife like that. Clean that up. Try to smooth out the angles here. Alright. Okay. Just gotta take it bit by bit. This won't turn into. Oh no. I will I will do my best not to cut myself in any way. I don't. How would I give you a good view of this? I guess I could do like so. Then my arm's probably gonna get in the way. Is there that work? No, you could barely see it on this camera. Like a big baby, you know? A large child, in fact. And I do that. Then I can just chop off the skin. This is what they mean when they say by the skin of my teeth. This is the skin on the teeth that that they talk about. I love this music, by the way. I haven't, like, I briefly touched Deadlock when it was in, like, very early access. You know, the closed beta or whatever it was. Haven't really played it at all since, because MOBAs aren't my thing. But its music is fantastic. Like, there's no denying it. Okay. I'm not the most precise of the vegetable butchers here. Gotta say. Doing my best to get that filled out. Without cutting myself as well. I intend to cut through it just a bit. I'm gonna try to keep it for the most part, How should I do? Because I could just chop through where the teeth are. That honestly would probably be the best way to do it. I'm going through a lot of effort to not do it, but I think I should just chop out the teeth, cut through the orange bit, and yeah, I'm being dumb. So let's do that instead. This more delicate knife here. Or precise knife. Get it. Like so. And it's just a matter of finding a digit that can fit all the way through. There we are. And look at that. It's a hole. The hole in the pumpkin. We're making progress. Just wouldn't know about the tools. There's kits you can get. There's these, it's kind of hard to see. I can show you on the close-up camera, actually. It's these tools that are not, like, sharp, but they have a bunch of ridges that you can use to push through pumpkins. But if you don't have that, I do just have a knife that I am using as well. Because, you know, sometimes it's easier to use a big-ass knife. Just gotta use, you know, that wrist motion. It's all in the wrist, as they say. This always used to be, like, my favorite, or one of my favorite tracks from Hollow Knight. There's something nostalgic almost about the music in Fungal Grove or whatever it was. Fungal Grove? Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. The shit's not coming out. Just gotta poke it. Poke it a lot until it does. Fungal Wastes. I believe the literal title. Yeah. Yeah, which one was Grove? I know there was one that was called, like, something Grove. Mossy Grove? No, that was Mossy Grotto? I don't know. I'm forgetting. Second tooth. 2 teeth. the template that I laid out for myself. And don't accidentally eat the pumpkin. Those are 3 main steps. Shit. Well, I cut one of the teeth. I buy this at the store, I think. At like a place that sells things. Which is the description of every single store, but whatever. Hardware store, dollar store. Probably not hardware store, actually. You'd have more luck going to some kind of dollar store. Getting a cheap option. Yay. And we just go through. Do that. Take this out. Like a sliver pumpkin. Mostly tasteless. Okay, just gotta make sure that this texture's awful. The texture of raw pumpkin is bad. Can agree and say that with 100% certainty. Don't eat raw pumpkin. Texture's bad. Yeah. Come on. Trying to get rid of the stuff that's in this tooth hole. I'm gonna have pumpkin all over my room for the next while. Yay. Gimme. No. I didn't cut all the way. Forward to the seeds. How am I going to make them edible / tasty? You just roast them. If you've ever roasted nuts at all, like cashews, peanuts, almonds, any of those, you roast the pumpkin seeds, add salt, add spices. Texturally, they're definitely not for everybody. They're like if you if you've ever tried sunflower seeds, like the sunflower seeds with the shell, they're like sunflower seeds, like eating sunflower seeds with the shell on, except the shell is edible, and it's a little bit less bad. So, you know, it's an acquired taste, but it's something that I always ate as a kid. So, yeah. Yeah. Pumpkin seeds are like that, but you don't need to take off the shell. You just kind of chew on it. Although I suppose you could de-shell pumpkin seeds. Nothing's stopping you. Something tells me these tools haven't been properly used for, like, years. That thing that is telling me that is the fact that they're not broken, because this shit is flimsy. And get that out of there. Okay, we're about halfway. We're getting there. Getting there. They're not new. Oh, these aren't new. we have had these for years. I'd reckon upwards of 5. We've had these tools for ages. tools do definitely make carving much easier. Because the serrations, or it's not really serrations, I guess. The cutting edge, it doesn't, or it's bendy enough to get around tight bends. Bendy enough to get around tight bends, so you can get these tighter tooth shapes out of them. Okay. Gotta be careful not to do any breaking. Why is it so bright? That's just the natural magical essence stored within pumpkins to be used during Halloween night. It's a little thing many people don't know about, you know. You need to be a bit of a sorcerer like me. Come on. There we go. There's the next tooth. That little bit of the pit rind, whatever it is. Here. 3 more. I don't know how useful this camera is. Probably had it like way back here almost. Is it still doing the visual shit? It's not. That's good. Cut out top like so. Actually, almost 12 p.m. Well, I mean, you got any meat eagles? That's the only food that I know you're capable of eating. To my knowledge, there is no other food that you have mentioned you can eat. So, that is your diet. There we go. That little bit out of there. One more tooth, and then we can do some tidying up of the mouth parts. This was actually always my favorite track in the Hollow Knight OST. I still love Crystal Pigs. Such a good track. Did you know that you're able to eat Pringles? You love hot Pringles, just wish they were hot. I don't think I've ever had a hot Pringle. I do remember, however, having a Pringle that was so shit that I had to, like, go from friend to friend and being like, guess what this is? Taste it and guess what it is. Nobody got it. Everybody said it tasted like, I don't know, shoe garbage. It was supposed to be chili cheese fries. Chili cheese fries flavored Pringles. They were absolutely foul. Alright, so got the teeth cut out of our lovely lizard. Let's start working on this big old eye. So, I'm gonna make it a little more oval sized, ovular, I guess. I don't know if that's the correct term, but whatever. We're gonna go with We're gonna go with that. Big old eyes. Chili cheese fries. Yeah. I don't know. Gotta say. The decision to make that a flavor was really shit. It tasted awful. Like, I am usually down to, like, snack on pretty much whatever. I am not picky at all with what I put into my body. Those were one of the few foods that I had trouble with. Okay. Wish I wasn't... I guess... I was gonna say, I wish I wasn't right-handed. Oh. Oh. If I put it over here instead, it'll be a bit of a weird wire situation, but this might give you a better look. Your hand fits effortlessly in a finger hand. My hand fits all right into a pumpkin, but yeah, no, Pringles cans are the bane of my existence. Oh, I just got a bit of pumpkin on my monitor. It flung across the table, both tables, and into my monitor. Excellent. Okay. Gotta carve out a big oval. That shouldn't be too hard, I'd imagine. What if pumpkins were combustible? Just like a passive thought. That's a big chunk. My room will have an excellent pumpkin perfume in the air. Yeah, probably. Look at that. Big ol' eyes. Let's actually open that up a bit more. Well. Put a bomb inside it. Why don't I try it? You know what? There is a way to make pumpkins combustible, and that is through a handy-dandy little thing known as dry ice. You just stick a little bit of that in there, seal it back up, like real tight, and then you run away. Alright. So, done that. What else? What else? Here, let me try to make... Let me try to make a little score along where the mouth is. How long does it take to detonate? I don't know. Dry ice produces gas. So, as it, you know, as it melts, it off gases a lot, and that gas builds up pressure. So if you stick dry ice into something like a pumpkin or anything that could potentially hold pressure, it will eventually explode. Unless it has enough, you know, tensile strength to hold in that pressure. But then you wouldn't want to open it back up. Fine. Okay. Good news, by the way. And this doesn't really mean anything in terms of a time frame, but the finale for the Rain World Let's Play that I've been very slowly posting on YouTube is very close to being finished. It is most of the way there. Got like probably 2-3 more hours of sitting down and editing, making funny noises and shit before it is finished. So that'll be up soon, and then I can start working on a bunch of other projects that I have been meaning to mess about in and with for the past while. And then I get to spend a bajillion fucking years making each video afterwards. Yeah, no, it's been finished. It's just YouTube's real slow at uploading. This is the longest Cloud has decided to stick around with me yelling and screaming on stream. He doesn't tend to enjoy it when I'm actually talking. But it looks like he is chilling out this time around. Okay. So I'm adding a little bit of a chamfer here to the teeth. Just gonna hopefully add a nice look, a nice detail, a little bit of a glow. Might not. Pump wants some Cloudkin. Anyways. I would never. Cloud is my baby. Okay. You know, when you take out all the guts, this thing's a lot lighter than it was. Like, this thing, still so heavy. But, yeah, this accounts for a lot of the weight. That... So this is where we are right now. We are a chunk of the way there. It looks like we have to take a quick break, but I will not be like stopping for this break because of the fact that this is a tedious process anyways. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. And, yeah, we'll be right back. Sorry, because you're gonna have to see ads. Who are your favorites of the game together with the Hollow Knight boss fight? Those are all really good. The entirety of the OST for Hollow Knight's really good. Alright, ads. Okay. While the ads are happening, I am just gonna do this, but on the other side of the teeth. Because it's a whole ordeal. It's already so dark outside. The nights become so long very suddenly. It does feel a lot like Don't Starve. Mario's back! You getting advertisements for like a new Mario game? An old Mario game? A Mario game? chamfer needs to be done on the back tooth. That. And there is all of our lizard teeth. Well, I was actually wondering, what advertisement was that? What possibly, like, is there a new Mario game coming out or some shit? Why is Mario back? Who brought him back? Who the hell decided to bring Mario back? Okay. Good. This time you can actually see what's happening here. Just slicing off chunks. New game, but you haven't paid attention at all. Yeah. I mean, apparently the new Pokemon game was such a disgrace, which is not surprising to me, considering how bad Pokemon has been for the past while. But seeing people hate on it is very interesting, having not paid attention at all. I'll just live my day-to-day life, and then suddenly, new Pokemon game. Everybody hates it. Okay. So now that we have this, the eye and the mouth, we are going to outline the entirety of the head with the knife. So I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna add a little chamfer to every edge. We go all the way around. Try to make the front side as flat as possible, because that's what the lizard looks like. Why do people hate the one Pokemon part where you can roam freely in Pokemon? I don't think people hate that, do they? I haven't really been paying that close attention, because I'm pretty sure that the reason why people hate the new game is because it's incredibly lazy. Like there's only one place where it actually does any, like, or rather, you can only explore one area, and it's a city, and there's nothing in it. Something like that. Like, you can't go into the buildings and shit like that. Just sad stuff. Yeah. That's at least what I've seen. What I've seen and what I've heard. I feel like there could probably be a tool for this. if this thing was not plastic, maybe I'd be able to use it to, like, scoop this out. But I mean, nah, that's definitely gonna break it if I try to do that. Still got the spatula. A little bit bigger. Oh, there goes Cloud. Hey, Cloud. Spatula. Alright. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue doing this, because I don't know any better way. Gonna go like so. Did I meow, or was that Cloud? Cloud was meowing and I was meowing. He was going meow and I was going meow. Whenever I hear him, I can do a pretty good impression, but if I don't have his meow as a way to preface mine, then I can't do meows. You're like, meow! Meow to meow conversation. Exactly, exactly. It's just communication. Sometimes he'll walk into my room, he'll meow, and I'll meow, and then he'll meow, and we'll just do that back and forth for, like, a minute. I don't think he knows what's happening when that, or he probably knows what's happening, but I don't know what he wants out of it. Because he walks into my room with, like, purpose. And he'll meow at me, and I'll meow to him, and he'll meow at me, and I'm like, I can't understand you. Yeah, exactly. These bumps might not work. I'm doing the bottom side first, just to see. Because worst case scenario, or I offended his mom. I don't think he knows his mom. We've had Cloud for quite a while now. Actually, now that I think about it. He's been in my house, living with us for, like, what, 7 years, maybe? Maybe even longer? I can't remember exactly, but I know he's been in our house for a while. It's like, I don't know, because anytime I ask somebody who should know, they give me a weird answer. Like, every year, my mom will say he's 12. So it's like, I don't actually know how old he is, because nobody else knows how old he is. And nobody was keeping track. But he's somewhere between 12 and like 16 years old. So he's getting there. There we go. And we just chop out this bit. This thing is going to look like a dog shit when I'm finished. But that's fine. Because, again, it's the practice pumpkin. And on top of that, it's art. Art is cool whether or not it's good. Good faith? I don't. It's weird because it kind of the skin and inner flesh of a pumpkin are very similar to that of a carrot. And as a kid, I ate a lot of carrots. I was in the habit of, like, whenever my mom would go grocery shopping and get a bunch of just regular ass unpeeled carrots, I'd go grab one, peel it, eat it. Peel another one, eat it. Peel another one, eat it. Like 3, 4, 5 carrots in a row, just because I liked carrots. So having this, which it's very reminiscent of carrots, but it's so much, like, it's easier to cut. It's actually comparable to a carrot. Yeah. So the flesh is pretty comparable to a carrot. The skin's tough. It's tougher. Imagine a watermelon carrot. Think about what that would be, and that's what a pumpkin is. Also, have you never touched a pumpkin? Like, have you legitimately never come into contact with a pumpkin or something? Because they've got to be around, right? That. I really am trying to be careful here with the knife because I do not want to be ruining anybody's Monday mornings or nights or afternoons or whatever. Noons. Decide not to do the bumps. The spikes up there will actually add a nice touch of detail. Yeah. I mean, that spike is kind of shit. The two at the bottom are alright. The bumps, I'm not sure. Luckily, I only did the bottom part, and this is where the line is for the head, so if I decide not to do them, I'll just chop that part, skin that ass, like, this the entirety of this. Rather. Okay. Now, what I could do, given that this pumpkin over here lasts until next stream, I think the spikiness is nice. Yeah, I guess that is fair if I want to just have the spikiness as a texture thing. But what we could do if we don't get around to this second pumpkin, we could do a challenge, a challenge for carving the second one. Because I do have quite a few implements that would make pumpkin carving very difficult. So, you know, maybe mess around with that. Like, I don't think with or without ALC, ALC, alcohol. Do you mean alcohol? Because I don't think I should be wielding sharp objects while under the effects of alcohol. Just for, you know, my own safety. Because, like, the challenge would be, like, try to use this to carve the pumpkin. Wouldn't be very easy. Alright. We're almost there. Gotta feel that shit. I also don't have any alcohol. I need to go pick up some. Unless I wanted to do a stream while high, but I feel like that's a whole different beast. And also, I'm way less funny when I'm high. almost finished this thing here. Yeah, exactly. That's about right. Because already my humor is very much like, you know, point at thing and make fun of thing. And what I find funny is usually my humor is really just kind of like, look at penis. But what I find funny deteriorates as I get more and more inebriated. So, like, while I am high, I will look at something and be like, oh, that's funny. Oh, look at that monitor. It's funny. It's so funny. And then, like, anybody around me would be like, huh? What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm in my own head being like, holy shit, it's funny. Alright. And that. I'm not exact. That would be kind of funny in and of itself. I feel like I'd need somebody there. Like, when I did the drunk driving stream, for example, since I had Biz there was somebody to bounce jokes off of and stuff. So it was much more of a situational fun. If I did just like a solo stream while high, no real goal, no like large chat to talk to, it would be some of the most boring, like, the most boring stream footage you could ever watch. Alright. The lizard is, well on his way. I'm actually going to grab this, and I'm gonna try to make its spike a little more pronounced here. Give it a little bit more of a bend so that hopefully it looks better, the final product. Because right now it doesn't have much of anything. It just kind of looks derpy. Alright. Now I get to figure out how I'm supposed to get the skin off of this thing. I guess I could just continue using the knife. Let me see, actually. He is a very derpy little pumpkin lizard. But the axe is sort of maybe working, not quite. This is not the correct kind of axe for any implement like this. It's a lot of energy to chop a little bit off of this pumpkin. And I feel like a miss will probably destroy it, so. Let's try with the spatula. I mean, takes off bigger hunks than than the axe does. It's gotta really. Okay, now I'm just hitting shit. The knife is definitely the best for this. Crazy, I know. not being particularly precise here, but it's getting the job done. Let's see if I can get this to be all consistent here. Careful with it. Try not to take anything particularly important off. I also gotta try to avoid having my hand like this while I am cutting. Would not be a good place to have a knife fling into. I could actually also do this real quick and score the bottom so that any efforts I put towards getting the skin off to the edge, it should just come right off when it's actually reached the edge. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Flinging this knife around a lot. Luckily, there's nobody else here. So I am not a danger to anybody but myself. I've chopped off a good chunk of this lizard's face. We keep going. You're hearing threat music because a lizard's about to appear. Ugh. I just need to get this finished before the threat music ends. I wonder if, because I've seen a lot of images of pumpkins that have the skin taken off so that light shows through it. Does it actually work that well? It doesn't feel like it would. We're getting there. We could probably play Balatro on stream again. Been a hot second, and there's probably a fair amount of modded content for the game at this point. Like, I recently saw a pretty big mod that looked interesting. So maybe I'll check that out on my own time. Maybe I'll check it out on stream. It's annoying having only, you know, so much time, so many days to actually stream. Because I would love to be streaming 6 out of 7 days a week. But with all the stuff I've got to do, It's just not feasible. It leaves a lot of room for games. So, or rather, it doesn't leave a lot of room for games. I feel like the only way for you to get a really good view of what's happening here is if the camo is right here. Let's see. Alright. Maybe that'll work. Oh, I hit the desk. I've never actually tried doing it this way for pumpkin carving. Because, as a kid, I never really had the patience or the arm strength to chop off all of this pumpkin skin. So, this is a very new thing for me. Getting there. We're getting there. Okay. It can be flipped over. Something insightful. Got it. Okay. Push all of that stuff off to the side. Actually, I can go in this bowl. The garbage. It really does look like carrot skin. Like I just win. Peel the carrot. Also, Lizard is halfway there. We got the rear end. Now it's time for front. Wawa progress. Wawa progress indeed. Just gonna... I'm actually gonna do it this way. So that I don't... Ooh, okay. Maybe I won't hold it like that. There's so many, or rather, there's so few ways to hold a pumpkin in a firm manner. Gotta bring it close to the body type shit. Like I'm playing football. I used to play football. Am I gonna show it with a candle on inside? Yep. After all is said and done, I'm gonna go clean it and then grab a candle, show it off. I don't know if that was audible on stream, but the music just glitched out a bit. Okay. I forgot to push my keyboard back, so it might be covered in gunk, which is going to be fun for me to deal with later. Alright, that's bottom jaw. Now it's just around the eye. I'm assuming it's getting pretty late for you, eh? By this point, and we've been here an hour and 30 minutes. fucking pumpkin. That doesn't look like it. I put this knife through quite a bit. It would be surprising for it to chip on a pumpkin specifically. Cut that a little too deep, maybe. So happy for the end result. We'll see. Last thing we're gonna do is the nublins on the top, so we're almost there. Okay. Almost got it. Okay. That's the majority of the skin removed. And here is our lizard thus far. Pretty good. Let me do that for now. Yeah. Honestly, not that bad. Could use some evening out, but honestly, not the worst. Kind of expected to be a little bit worse. A lot worse. I expected it to be a lot worse. So I'm just gonna thin out. I'm just launching stuff out of my keyboard. Lovely. Got my thumb there. Good. Okay, fine. Okay. Do this. It's a lot of effort here. But a pumpkin. So, let's see. Now here's the question. Would it be worthwhile to actually do the nubbins at the top of his head? Or should I leave that flat? Slightly clark. Yeah, hopefully. We've got a number of handles downstairs, so I will just launch. I'll just like light a bunch and put them in there. Think you should leave it? All right. Then I will chop that. Try to get a good view for this. Just gonna drop a line here. Then do that. texture. What do you mean? Oh, you meant like have the jagged texture at the top? Oh, that's not too big a deal. You gave me mixed signals. Mixed messages. Let's see. Alright. Let's add that little chamfer at the top as well. First I gotta do this. For that, and then go through with this and chamfer it down. Almost got a finished product. Now the nice thing is there's probably room enough on the back for a second carving, if I wanted to. I don't know if I would want to, now that I think about it, but... Alright. Now let me try to get rid of any of the particularly thick spots so that it'll glow better. Is the other side be gourmand? That's a great idea. I could totally do just like a front-facing slug cat face, and it would be gourmand just because it's orange. Because I don't know if I'd have the means to make an entire gourmand. A lot of guy. Okay. Size cannot be contained by a mere pumpkin. Indeed, indeed. That's a very satisfying, like, shave. Just leverage the knife up there, getting these nice big shavings happen. Okay, that's getting better. This part is definitely a little more scuffed, but the front is starting to look better. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep this in my room. I think I might set it outside after stream's over, just because I don't know if I want a pumpkin that is now, you know, aerating to be in my room. It would very quickly break down. Which does mean, as I live in Canada, and Canada has squirrels, is that he would become victim of the squirrels. So we would have to see our options. Let's get these nicer, flatter sides here. That one got me. Yeah, that's me being stupid. Luckily the cut ain't too bad. Gotta be real careful when you're dealing with sharp knives and a fruit. Here a bit. Alright. Now that she's gone, I can make fun of her all I want. Oh boy, that's a lot of pumpkin gunk that just went on my keyboard. And okay, so we now have quite the specimen here. Alright. We are going to be right back as I take a quick break to wipe this down. Get rid of all the markings. So, we'll be back shortly. We are back. Let's put next thing. There we are. Alright. I got moon pies. So, just gonna have one of these. Oh, hold on. So, I got a bunch of these candles, and we are just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna clear off the table a bit, just beforehand. So many wires. Okay. Putting everything over here. And start with this one. Candle. Wait. All right, and now there it is. Look at that. Now, I feel like it's definitely not bright enough. I think we might. Let me just. Yeah, let me just. Can I make it even darker? Sadly, no. This is the ambient light from my monitors. So I'm just gonna. I can make it brighter though. I've got a lot of these candles. There we are. Oh, that one fell up right. Or rather, the other way around. Alright, give me a second. You got huge ass hands reaching into a fire, like, reaching into a pumpkin with multiple lit candles. Not most enticing endeavor. Okay. Now that's filled with some light. Let me, here. I'll turn off my monitor for a quick sec. I won't be able to see the stream. There we go. Ugh. Now I still have one monitor on. I'm a bit shrouded in darkness, might I say. But, here we are. Ugh. Here, let me get a good, let me get a good, image of it. with the smaller camera. You think it turned out well? Yeah, same. There's a lot of room for error in pumpkin carving, you know? Would have expected it to be, you know, significantly harder to get it to look nice. But, yeah. Also, the aroma is literally just that of wet pumpkin and dark. Perhaps I can open a black image in full. Ooh, okay. That's an idea. Let's grab the open image in new tab. There. It's a whole ordeal with trying to get this to fit. Doesn't wanna. This is great. Whatever it was before. Okay. Ah. It is I, the spirit of Halloween. I'm bald. Now, let's get that over here. Alright. So I'm not exactly sure how this looks, but let's do a quick beauty shot here. There. It's still heavy. Still a pumpkin. So rather weighty. But yeah, sending to wall. Alright. But yeah, no, I kinda like how this turned out. It definitely isn't, you know, it's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the word, but I quite like it. Also, the orange skin, like, I don't see any of the light going through it, but it does add a nice orange glow to the pumpkin. Or not glow, but orange coloration to the pumpkin. Oh yeah, it adds a nice orange coloration to the pumpkin. You know, the pumpkin that's normally blue. Let's see. Where is... Discord is refusing to show up. Oh, because it's on my monitor that I have turned off. Okay, I'm gonna turn my monitor back on. Let's take a gander at this, eh? Sorry for overlay. It's fine. Yeah, that looks pretty alright. So my face. Ugh. You are the pumpkin of knowledge. You will pay for my. I will pay for my crimes. This is the pumpkin of gluttony. Have at ye! There's no way to convincingly, like, pretend to throw a pumpkin. Once things become too heavy, you really gotta put a lot of effort into keeping it from flying out of your hands. But, yeah. I believe that is where we will call it. Holden, it is a giant ball with fire inside. So much fire inside of this ball. If you come over, I'll throw it. Yeah. That is where we are going to call it for tonight. It'll be like a Duke. Yeah, exactly. It'll be exactly like that. It would be. I don't want. The camera is currently sitting on top of my monitor. That costs like $100. Orange Hold on, can I? Will this work? Oh, I just did that. No. Okay. White orange. Ah, yes. That's what they call me. The voluptuous white orange. There is a lot of heat emanating off of this eyeball. But, yeah, alright. Enough with the messing around. I killed the camera. Enough with the messing around, because it is going to now be time to end the stream. So, yeah. That, honestly, I quite enjoyed that. That was actually a lot of fun. So, I'm probably gonna have to carve up that second one next week. If we have time. I might end up taking the Monday to do an art stream for the thumbnail of the Rain World video I'm making. But besides that, yeah. Hope to catch a stream. Yeah, hope to see you there. So, thank you to everybody for watching. VOD viewers, of course. I will be streaming next time, Saturday, doing more No, I'm Not a Human. And, yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.